Now, why digital marketing? I mean, people don't have a doubt as to why this is so important, especially for startups, because you are up against multinationals, and digital marketing is one which will create a level playing field. So you don't need big budgets to advertise, you don't need big monies to communicate. With a fraction of a budget, you can communicate your ideas. You may create a wonderful website, but what is the point of that website if people don't know it exists? So you have to make sure that the digital assets that you are creating, they are discoverable. So search engine is becoming very important today, because more than 1 billion monthly average searches are happening on search engines, and Google is the most powerful website. So is your content optimized for search engines? Social media is so much of a rage, and consumers are hooked onto social media. But your company, is it hooked too? Are you leveraging social media for engaging consumers or not? So these are multifaceted aspects of digital marketing which you can leverage. So what is the digital landscape? What do we mean by digital marketing? What does it entail? The landscape is multifaceted. So if you look at it, you have digital marketing will enable you to acquire customers. The biggest challenge for startups is to acquire new customers, isn't it? That is how the growth will come. You want to build market share. Digital marketing, certain facets of digital marketing can help you to acquire new customers. So what you can use? So search engine advertising is one form which can be used to acquire customers. Then it is also very good for brand building. See, today what is happening is that people think that digital marketing is very good for getting leads, for getting conversions, right? So it is got bracketed as something which is highly quantifiable. Now something which is little bit more intangible, which is little bit more abstract, such as building a brand, that can also be done through digital marketing. So there are these two sides of digital marketing. One is customer acquisition and simultaneously building of the brand. So how do you build a brand? There are a lot of web properties which are available, and so these are publishers, these are sites like MSN or Rediff or Yahoo or Times and so on, which attract lot of quality audience. And so if you advertise there, the awareness gets created, which is the starting step towards building a brand. So digital can be used in both the ways. You can disseminate a lot of information. So Twitter, all of us use Twitter. How many of you are active on Twitter? Wow, this is a digitally savvy audience, right? So it's a very good means of disseminating information. So whether it is YouTube, you don't need to own a site. You can upload videos, you can upload your content on YouTube, and you can share your ideas with others. Customer engagement, of course, with social media, and then online reputation management. So a lot of PR has moved online. So earlier it was concentrated more on print, and you would clamor to get your brand name or your company in that coveted newspaper. But now PR has moved online. So you can manage reputation by listening to what consumers are talking about. Are they talking in positive tonality? Are they talking in negative tonality? And it is the negative tonality which has greater propensity for word of mouth, right? So it is the negative tonality that you have to manage. So tools are available. We will talk about it when we do the panel discussion, as we have a panel member who is from social listening company. So actively you can manage rather than, just hoping that consumers, they talk positively about you. So it is like multifaceted. If you want to just put it like subject wise, so what does it entail? So digital marketing as a subject, it includes things like search engine marketing. Okay, now search engine optimization, we will discuss what these are. Social media marketing, we are little bit, I am sure, more familiar. So how to leverage Facebook, how to leverage Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube and so on. Web analytics, so you have people coming onto your website, and if you link it with analytics, you can know what is the bounce rate, how many page views are there, what type of visitors are coming, from where they are coming. Are they coming from social media? Are they coming organically? Are they coming from search engines? From which keywords they are coming? What is the bounce rate? So how many people, they leave your website without moving on to the second page, right? So if the bounce rate is high, it means people are not finding your content relevant. So then you have to see, maybe you are attracting the wrong audience, right? Or you are not able to engage the audience. So you need to have some engagement going on your home page, so that people don't exit the moment they land. Email marketing and mobile marketing. Mobile is becoming very powerful. So there are 800 million mobile subscribers in India, but number of internet users are only around 200 million. That shows the power of mobile. So mobile, and because it has the advantage of being location specific, so it is even more utilitarian. So as a startup, if you are based in a particular city or a small area location, it's a wonderful medium to leverage. If you look at this, in any, when you do a search on a search engine and you get these results, so some are paid results and some are organic, right? So the topmost and on the right hand side and also at the bottom, those are the paid results. Whereas those which are not colored, not highlighted, they are the organic results. So you want to ensure that if you have a website, it should rank higher in the search engine result page naturally. So when you try to ensure that your website should come in the top 3 for a certain keyword, so you are trying to do a search engine optimization. So search engine optimization is a tool, it's a technique to ensure higher ranking in the search engine result page organically. But it's a long drawn affair. It cannot be done overnight, and it's a continuous thing. It's not that you do it today and your website will always be at the top forever. No, you have to have a continuous team, because competition, they will crack that why you are on the top and why they are not. So they will improve. So you have to constantly, have a one-upmanship to have higher ranking. Okay, thanks. And paid result. So paid result, you may try hard that your website should rank higher, but despite that, it may not happen because there are millions of websites. Right? It's not easy to come higher. So another alternative that you have is that you come higher by going for paid advertising. So that is search advertising. So you have Google AdWords, you also have something for Yahoo, for Microsoft and so on. But since 75% of the search market is dominated by Google, so you cannot ignore Google. So any search campaign has to happen on Google to start with. And when we talk of paid advertising, so there are two models. One is you can have search engine advertising, which is basically the text ads. So these are like text ads, right? There is no visual, there is no logo. These are simple 4-line ads. So these are text ads. So one option is this. Another is you can go for display ads. So display ads are similar to your banner ads, which are similar to your print ads, right? But they will appear on websites or portals that you choose. So you can, based on interest, based on gender, geographic and so on, or contextual, you can do some targeting. So basically in advertising, two modes are possible. Now why there is so much noise about digital marketing? There is so much noise about digital marketing because it has overcome many flaws of conventional marketing. So typically in your mass media, be it TV or print, so in TV you have TAM, television audience measurement. So they install people meters, and based on people meters, they identify that people are watching which program and which ads. So in a country as big as India, only 8,500 people meters have been installed. So imagine, I mean, it's such a small sample size which is extrapolated to a country of 1.2 billion. So obviously there are going to be flaws, right? So measurement is not the forte of conventional, which digital is overcoming. The most important thing is inability to target intent. See, when is communication powerful? When is marketing powerful? Only when the consumer is in the market to buy. Only when the consumer has an intent to buy. What happens when you do a search? You do a search smartphone or cheap smartphone, right? You will do this search only when you want to buy a smartphone, or when you are searching information for smartphone, because eventually you may want to buy. So the lead is there. The consumer is in a readiness stage. Whereas in mass media, you are bombarding ads to people irrespective of whether they are interested in buying at that point in time or not. So this is the single biggest strength of digital marketing. And there is no rate card based pricing in digital. In mass media, so if you go to TOI, they will say, okay, if it is this by X by Y column centimeter, this is the rate card, this is the price. If you are a small startup, you don't have negotiation power. They will sell you only at rate card. But if you are an HUL or a PNG or a company with big financial muscle, perhaps you can get 70% discount, right? But here, it doesn't discriminate between whether you are a small player or a big player, because pricing is dynamic, right? It is auction based, it is real time, it is based on demand and supply. So it is more realistic. Another key big difference, when we say mass communication, typically we say half of advertising is waste. The only thing is I don't know which half. So the entire goal of mass marketing is to minimize waste. But the goal of digital marketing is to maximize efficiency. Waste is not there because you can target, right? So you're reaching out only to the right TG, target group. And then on top of it, you can constantly optimize because you get feedback real time. So you release an ad and real time reports are generated. How many people are seeing, how many people are clicking. So you can take corrective action and you can optimize your campaign, right? And the cost of your communication will keep on coming down. You can reach niche audiences. So if somebody is interested in sports or politics or any other psychographic, you can make it very specific. Digital marketing is the medium that charges you less money if you have great content. Mass media doesn't make any distinction. Whether you have very creative ad or a lousy ad, the charges are the same, right? Here, the more superior your content, your landing page, the less you have to pay. So if you look at, say you want to do search advertising, right? The formula for search advertising is maximum bid amount into quality score. So you may bid very high, but if your quality score is very low, still your ad may not come up in Google search engine, right? But you may bid low, but your quality score is very high. Quality score is determined by the quality of the landing page. So typically you will have a landing page. When people click on the ad, it will take people to some page, which is typically the some relevant page of your website. So how relevant that website is, how it is matching with the keyword that the person is typing, how much is the click-through rate in the past. If more people had been clicking, that means people will click only when the ad is relevant, right? So Google is taking user feedback to determine the quality score. So you cannot manipulate. In digital, see, digital marketing is very weak at ad unit level. This ad that you saw is lousy. This ad, does it attract you? All these ads. Whereas an ad that you see on TV, it is fantastic because it is audio visual. It arouses, it evokes emotions, right? It leads to personification. It lends character to the brand. So we have to be very clear on this. Digital marketing is very weak at ad unit level, but it is very strong at destination level. So when a user clicks on this ad and it takes him to the home page is very rich, website is rich. It is a repository of so much information, right? So, which also means that because here there is no logo, there is no visual, there is no imagery. Many times people are not able to relate to your brand if they are exposed to it for the first time. And hence it may be a good idea to supplement it with some display ads or mass media ad which can build the brand name and create personality of the brand. Okay, I will talk about some key learnings which are there. In digital, you take a compass and start your journey. It is like walking in a fog. The visibility is only of 5 meters, right? The next 5 meters you can see only when you have walked the first 5 meters. So in digital, you cannot wait for the perfect blueprint. You cannot say that, you want to revamp the entire website and you are planning and working on it and so on. No. You have 2 ideas for improving your website. You start today. Every day you make 1% improvement. At the end of 365 days, you will have 365% improvement. So you start working. And why it is easy to start working? The cost of failure is very low. It is okay to make mistakes. You don't have to perfect the art, right? Optimization will happen as you go. And so it is important that you have an idea to start with. You don't start blindly. You test a theory. You come up with a theory, test a theory. That these 5 keywords I am going to work upon. Let me see whether clicks are happening or not. So you are testing the efficacy of those 5 keywords. If they don't work, you switch. Choose some other keywords. So basically come up with an idea and test it out. And why it is okay to fail? Because how much money will you lose? You can run a campaign with 100 rupees. You will lose what? 5,000 rupees. Right? But if you advertise on mass media, every campaign will cost you, an ad spot will cost you 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees. So there you cannot, afford to make mistakes. Everything has to be well planned before you start. In digital, it's good if you fire bullets rather than a cannonball. So start with a bullet, calibrate it, and if it works, then put organization's resources behind it. So you may say that, okay, how leads are coming? So leads may be coming from different keywords. Say, if it is an say MBA institute, Are the leads coming from the keyword placement? Is the lead coming from executive education? Is the lead coming from top class faculty? So which keywords are leading to leads? Then whatever leads are there, you call to those people, right? You have a lead management system. So you follow up with them. When you are following up with them, and once you know that maximum leads are coming from these 3 type of keywords, you can set up a CRM system. You can train your sales people. So when they are talking to customers which are coming from 100% placements, the entire pitch should be placements. That how this program will give them placements at good companies and give a boost to the career and so on. But if the lead is coming from top class faculty, then you talk about faculty, research, original creation of knowledge and so on, right? So initially you don't put resources, you test your ideas, and once the ideas are proven, then you put organizational resources behind it to build traction. Limit paid media to 65% of total cost. How many of you are aware or has anyone heard there are 3 types of media in digital? So we say it is like paid media, owned and earned. Paid, owned, earned, right? So paid is like your pay-per-click advertising or display advertising. Owned is all the digital assets that you own. So your website, your Facebook page, your Twitter handle. Earned is what you earn. So all the likes, shares, those are earned by you, right? So your digital marketing strategy should be a good combination of these 3 forms of media. It should not be lopsided, that you should not invest all your money on paid. No, you limit your budget on paid to maximum 65% and spend the remaining on other 2 forms. Because for earned media and for owned media, you need to create content. You need to put up a good website. Website will require content. So you need to allocate money for creating content, right? And for spreading the word of mouth. Plan for a web presence. So what is your strategy? How will you make your presence felt on digital media? So will you invest more on natural search, or will your focus be more on paid search, or will you do online PR or SEO or social network or analytics and so on? Which is relatively more important? FMCG. Who searches for a soap or a detergent? Hardly. So search advertising will not be the mainstay. So you may do all or many of these, but which will be the mainstay? Where will you put more monies? Treat your digital partner as a Sherpa. Some of you, I am just guessing, may be operating in the space of digital marketing solutions. There are many entrepreneurial setups in digital marketing. So people are offering consultancy in social media marketing, search advertising and so on. This point is very important for them as well as marketers who intend to work with an agency. In digital, you have to treat your agency as a Sherpa. What does a Sherpa do? Sherpa walks with the mountaineer. He doesn't just tell, there is the peak, you just go and climb. No, he walks along with the mountaineer. So, in digital marketing, you have to take your agency in confidence and both have to climb the peak together. Because marketer has got many insights. He understands the brand inside out. So, marketer cannot outsource the entire thing to agency. And the agency cannot, be very clandestine or secretive about what it does. So, there has to be a continuous back and forth interaction, iteration in any marketing campaign. So, the relationship has to be more, interactive. Be platform and device agnostic. You cannot say that your plan is only for people who are accessing internet on laptops. No. There are 200 screen sizes which are available in the market. So your digital marketing strategy has to work across all the screen sizes. So it has to be device agnostic. It has to be platform agnostic. So it should work across Android, iOS, Windows, whatever. Many times you run a campaign and you realize it's not working. So why leads are not coming? You simply do a test whether it's working fine on different platforms and devices. Very often you realize that your campaign or your site is not coming properly on, say, Apple. So if you are in US and if your campaign or site is not coming properly on Apple, you cannot hope to succeed. So increasingly research is showing that people are accessing multiple devices. So you start a search from laptop, you continue the search on mobile, and you can continue it on iPad, and people are searching for different stages, for gathering information, for comparing prices, for evaluating choices, and so on, right? So this is a thumb rule. Multiple devices, everywhere it should work. Content is literally the king. Content is the most important thing in digital marketing. But marketers in India don't seem to pay heed to it. In India, how we allocate budget? 60% of the budget goes to paid advertising, 20% to content creation, and 20% on managing the platforms. Whereas in Western developed markets, 60 or 50% of the budget goes to creation of content. 20% of the budget goes to paid advertising and 20% for managing the platform. So marketers have to be willing, have to be ready to invest in creation of good content. The entire marketing has to happen through content in digital media. Because there is no limitation of space. You can have unlimited inventory, right? You can have a website with thousands of pages. Who's stopping you? And if you make a powerful website or create an app which provides information or is of utility, people will access it, right? So content is very important. And content can influence the price of advertising, which we have already discussed. So more powerful the content, the better is the quality score and the lesser you have to pay. Brand building in digital happens through content consumption rather than interruption. See, mass media was very interruptive, right? Ad will come in the midst of our watching a program. But here there is no interruption. People will see content only if they want to. So people have greater control. When people have greater control, the mindset, orientation towards the brand or marketer will be more positive. So impact will be higher, right? Important in digital marketing, set a single goal. Don't set multiple goals. So for example, you may set a goal that cost per lead should be low. At the same time, you want to maximize revenues. Now, these are two different goals which may contradict. So, for example, if you are a mutual fund, if you want to maximize the investments and hence revenues, you may want to bid on the keyword Berkshire Hathaway. But that keyword will be very expensive. So, if you bid on that keyword, the cost per lead will be very high. But at the same time, revenues that it will generate will also be very high. So, you should have one primary goal. If you are an automobile, do you want to induce test drives, right? Or is it lead or is it conversion. So have just one goal, and your entire campaign should be driven towards that one goal. Then there is no confusion, there is no conflict. Connect offline with online. Online should not be in its own world. Online should be integrated with offline. What happens when you see an ad on TV? You expect the inventory, the products to be available, right? Salespeople to be well informed. Typically, it is seen that the moment there is an increase in advertising activity offline, it leads to increase in searches. So people immediately go to the website, go to the search engine and search. So your offline marketing should be integrated with online. And when people are searching, you have to make sure that your website is optimized for search engine. It should rank higher in the result page. Then you may also want to invest in paid advertising, so that even if it doesn't come higher in SEO, people can at least get to see your paid ads, right? One beverage company, it found that its consumption was more when people were playing poker, and it found that people played poker when it rained. So then it ran advertising in cities where it was likely to rain. So you're combining your offline and online and getting the best. So don't think that you are only a digital marketer because you are a startup, you will only do digital stuff. No, the horizon has to be broad. And and it is also time for digital to go physical. So I don't know, some of you may be there in that Farhan Akhtar show that we had as part of Unmad. So Farhan Akhtar, during the show, the first thing he said was that take out your mobile phones, click a picture and tweet. And whoever is tweeting, the live name of that person will come live on the screen. So what is happening here? Integration of digital with the physical world. Or if you are there in a live concert, so the singer can sing whatever songs he feels the audience will like. On the other hand, you can conduct a poll digitally and 5 songs can be taken based on audience likes and 5 songs he can sing that he likes. So you're incorporating audience feedback in the physical world. So it is important that you combine. Are you familiar with this SEC, socio-economic classification? Right? It's a way of segmenting consumers in the traditional media. So in India, we have SEC A, B, C, D, E, and it's basically an indication of purchasing power. So SEC A has higher purchasing power and B has the lowest purchasing power. In digital marketing, there is end of SEC. There is no SEC. And why there is no SEC? Because it is one-to-one. It is customization. Whereas what is SEC? SEC is nothing but aggregation. Right? You cannot do individualization, customization in mass media, so you aggregate. But in digital, you can precisely reach your target group. And so there is no need, it's one-to-one. The ad that will be shown, she may see a different ad, he may see a different ad. So there is no need for aggregation. So how should we approach? In digital, it is content which is important. So identify the content that people are interested in. Right? So suppose if you are a mutual fund company. Now mutual fund company knows that all people who play golf, they are rich. All people who are rich may not play golf. But all people who play golf are rich. Right? So you may target people who are playing golf. People who are playing golf may be the right TG for investment purposes. So how about creating an app which will give them updates about golf tournaments, golf competitions happening, keep a track of the scores that they are making, keep a track of the scores of their friends, give tips on how to improve performance in playing golf, right? Now this will be an app which will provide value to your target segment. So will they not access it? Will they not use it? They will. And you integrate the branding message in the app itself. So subtle branding is there, and because subtle branding is there, it will be sort of top of the mind. So when they have to invest in mutual fund, will they not consider your company? So that is the mindset or approach you should have in digital. So integrate messages around the content. Key thing in digital, it's time for multilingual. We have very little content in vernacular languages, but vernacular is the future of internet in India. Why? Currently, 80% of internet, 80 or 70% of internet audience is coming from metros, and 30% of internet audience is coming from non-metros. That's fine. That's one part of the story. Internet is increasing at the rate of 67% in non-metros, and it is increasing only at the rate of 16% in metros. So internet penetration will increase in non-metros. And what non-metros people they consume? They consume content in their local language. Local language is what they are comfortable in. So there are two needs. One is a personal need, another is a professional need. They have a professional need to speak in English because that is the language in which work gets done. But they don't have a personal need to speak in English. So at home, they speak in their vernacular language. They consume content which is in their local language because they are more comfortable with it. So there is a paucity of content in vernacular media. If you are, say, mutual fund, you have a website in English. Why not make a website? Why not create content which is in Gujarati? Which better community than Gujarati is for any investment? They have the money, right? So actually the challenge is both ways. So there is paucity of content in vernacular media, but at the same time, the search engine algorithms are also not that developed for local media. So, for example, like I was interacting with Dainik Bhaskar. The paper is there. It's like very powerful in non-metros. But they know that the audience will eventually shift to consuming the content online. So, they've created this portal dainikbhaskar.com, and they've also created Divya Bhaskar and Divya Marathi. So it is also there in Gujarati and Marathi languages. So that is there, but discoverability of that content is low as compared to English, because algorithms of Google and other search engines, they are not as well developed as they are for English. But it's like multilingual is here to stay.